Welcome back. This week I'm exploring somewhere that, for reasons which are about to become obvious, is best described as the most stupidly gorgeous place you may never have been. Welcome to North Cascades National Park.
This week I'm exploring the North Cascades, the first stop on my epic 5-week adventure that I'm calling the Great Pacific Crest Road Trip. If you're new here, hey, my name is Brooke, and this year I attempted to hike the Pacific Crest Trail with the goal of hiking from Mexico to Canada. But after being injured off with severe tendonitis in my ankle, that left me unable to walk for weeks. Now, after 3 months of rehab, I'm heading back west again to see what I missed, 1,700 miles from Seattle to the Southern Sierras, and we're starting here at the very tippy top of Washington at the North Cascades. Despite being less than 2 hours from Seattle, the North Cascades is still one of the least visited national parks in the United States. To get here, you'll have to leave the tiny mountain towns behind and start climbing Highway 20, which is the main road through the park. In fact, it's one of the only paved roads in this entire park. Most visitors drive this highway to the park's most famous spot, Diablo Lake, with water so bright it actually looks fake. And it's one of the most iconic views in the entire North Cascades. If you're wondering, it's a process called glacial flower that gives this lake its unusual color. There are over 300 glaciers in this park, making the North Cascades one of the most heavily glaciated areas in the US outside of Alaska. As those glaciers move, they pulverize the rock and mountains underneath them, and that drains into these lakes. The tiny particles are suspended in the water, scattering sunlight, and give these lakes their distinct vibrant turquoise color. But of course, we didn't come all the way to the North Cascades to just admire the view from the parking lot.
So actually a lot of the trails that this park is famous for aren't technically in the national park. Technically, this trail is just outside the national park boundary in the Okanogan-Watonachie National Forest. I am not at all sure that I'm saying that correctly, so someone feel free to tell me how to pronounce that. And this trail is about 7.2 miles to about 2,000 feet of elevation gain. And that is considered a pretty accessible, almost like easy to moderate hike in this region. Oh my God, we're less than 3/4 of a mile in and we're already getting views. Take a look. I saw my first pika, but I didn't get him on video. But I can hear them all over the place. They make that little ee, ee noise. So hopefully we'll see another one. Love those thunderstorms over rainy and cutthroat passes behind me. And I'm actually hearing some rumbles of thunder, but the ranger said it is supposed to say on that side of the ridge when I asked about this hike. But obviously, always good to be aware of where your tree line is gonna be and where your cover is gonna be, especially if you're hiking in the afternoon, in summer, in the Rockies, in the Sierras, and even in the Cascades. Oh, but I hope it stays away because I just got some glimpses of our passes. I actually go over 2 passes on this hike, Heather Pass and Maple Pass. see the trail right up there. So we're getting there. Apparently we've made it to Heather Pass. All right, this feels, oh, that's sun, here we go. This feels a bit anticlimactic, like this specific spot, but there is a side trail. So we're gonna go up, looks like to Heather Pass, then see if there's anything to be seen, and then carry on with our loop. What do you think, guys? Is this detour worth it? And there's the waterfall. Okay, back on the main trail, and about, less than a quarter mile later, you do make it up. You do make it up eventually on the main trail. Oh, Mr. Chipmunk. To get some of the views that you did get on the side trail. So I guess you can technically see that lake from the main trail. I would say that little detour is still worth it if you have time, because the views are way better and you get a chance to have a little peace and quiet on what is otherwise like a pretty busy trail. All right, we're gonna keep climbing to our last pass. Let's go. All right, Maple Pass, pass number 2. It should theoretically all be downhill from here, but I don't really care. This is stunning. Oh my God. Not bad. I lied. There's more climbing. All right, y'all. Now we're officially at the top of Maple Pass. But you have a great nap spot. That was a 10 out of 10 hike, but I am so exhausted. I didn't get a lot of footage of the way back down because it was starting to get a little dark out and starting to get a little buggy out. It was very steep, and I made a friend on trail because solo women hiking always find other solo women, and I enjoy hiking alone, but one of the, I think, joys of traveling solo is the opportunity to
meet people you probably otherwise wouldn't have talked to if you were traveling like partnered up. Like if I was traveling with Joe, probably would have said hi, bye, maybe a little chit chat. But instead I walked like 5 miles with this person, and got to like have a really cool experience and get to know someone's story. So I'm going to enjoy this soda. And since we are losing our light, I'm going to head out of the park and to our hotel. And that's going to wrap it for our first day in North Cascades. If you are planning a 1 day in North Cascades itinerary, this has been like the ideal day. Yeah. So, all right, let's get to our hotel. Obviously, I lied. The plan had been to go directly to my hotel for the night, but then I got to Washington Pass. It's my first time ever driving through here, and I had to stop because of this. Oh my God, I'm so tired. This is definitely the most tired I've been since I left trail, which makes sense because today I hiked, let's see my watch here, 13.64 miles. Definitely the most I've done since the trail, and burned over 4,600 calories, which explains why after eating my ramen, I'm still hungry. And now I'm eating my breakfast. Hostel is super cute. I'm staying at the North Cascades Mountain Hostel in Winthrop. Met a couple of PCT hikers, including Switchback, who just finished the trail today. It's absolutely incredible. It is well past hiker midnight, so a lot of people are starting to go to sleep, so I'm trying to like be respectful of that. But maybe in the morning, when everyone's like up and at 'em, we can do a little tour. Other than that, it is definitely time for bed. I cannot wait to explore more of North Cascades National Park and to share this road trip journey with you guys. I know it's not the PCT, but it is still gonna be amazing if today is any indication. So if you don't already, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. And I will see you next time in the mountains. Bye.